The Yellowstone Supervolcano could blow and wipe out all life on Earth. Some people think that it's just a myth, but many scientists disagree. They say that there are signs that the Yellowstone Supervolcano is preparing to erupt. If it does blow, it could be catastrophic for all of us. This is the story of what will happen when the Yellowstone Supervolcano blows up. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe if you haven't, so that you won't miss out on any new videos. Also, stick around until the end to learn about something incredible related to the Yellowstone Supervolcano. You won't want to miss this. Yellowstone National Park is home to one of the largest and most powerful volcanoes on Earth, which also happens to be one of the world's most famous tourist attractions. For over half a century, the park has drawn visitors from all across the world to its geysers, hot springs, canyons, and abundant wildlife. Millions of tourists visit each year, but they aren't aware that they're standing on a ticking time bomb. Beneath the park's seemingly unspoiled wilderness lies a supervolcano with an explosive past and an uncertain future. It's been responsible for some of the most devastating natural disasters in American history, and it may do it again someday. Some believe that it may have already begun awakening. In 2018, more than 2,000 earthquakes shook the region around Yellowstone National Park, many more than usual, leading some to speculate that the earthquakes were signs of increased volcanic activity. Although authorities have stated that these quakes posed no danger to the public, it was still enough to raise awareness of the supervolcano's potential threat to humans. And this is far from the first time the Yellowstone Supervolcano has had people talking. Most experts agree that the Yellowstone Supervolcano will not erupt anytime soon. However, it's a fact that it will erupt again at some point in the future. So what exactly makes Yellowstone so dangerous? What would happen if it erupted? How long would we have to prepare? Let's take a look at what makes this supervolcano so unique, and what could happen when it blows. What makes Yellowstone unique? Yellowstone is the site of three major volcanic eruptions that occurred between 2 million and 640,000 years ago. These eruptions produced layers of ash that formed the Yellowstone caldera, commonly known as the Yellowstone Supervolcano. This caldera covers an area of about 43 by 28 miles, which is roughly the size of Los Angeles. Yellowstone is considered a supervolcano because of its sheer size. The magma chamber beneath the Yellowstone caldera is estimated to be 300 square miles wide, making it one of the largest magma chambers on Earth. When it erupts, the magma chamber will drain very quickly, releasing massive amounts of lava and other volcanic materials. How often does Yellowstone erupt? Yellowstone has a history of violent eruptions. In the past 2 million years, the volcano has erupted 3 times, and each eruption was more powerful than the last. In fact, the last 2 eruptions were among the largest in Earth's history. Each eruption was followed by a period of dormancy lasting hundreds of thousands of years. Scientists aren't sure how long the dormancy will last this time. Why do scientists think Yellowstone will erupt again? Scientists know that Yellowstone will erupt again based on its history and current activity. Between 1859 and 1863, the region experienced a series of earthquakes that signaled the beginning of the Yellowstone volcanic plateau. Since then, the area has been seismically active. Thousands of earthquakes have been recorded in the region since 1985 alone. Additionally, the region is home to more than 10,000 hydrothermal features, including geysers, hot springs, and fumaroles. These features are powered by heat from the magma chamber beneath the caldera. Could we survive a second Yellowstone eruption? Yellowstone's most recent eruption was 640,000 years ago. It released an estimated 2,500 cubic miles of ash, pumice, and other volcanic debris during the event. The ash covered much of North America, and parts of the Pacific Northwest would have received more than 10 inches of ash. Most life in North America was wiped out by the eruption, and while some species survived, it would take thousands of years for life to return to normal. Today, more than 5,000 people live within 100 miles of Yellowstone National Park. More than 50,000 people live within 200 miles of the park. The cities closest to the park are West Yellowstone, Montana, with a population of about 1,000, Gardner, Montana, with a population of about 900, and Cody, Wyoming, with a population of about 9,500. In addition to these small towns, Yellowstone National Park receives about 4 million visitors each year. If Yellowstone were to erupt today, the immediate vicinity would be devastated. Cities within 100 miles of the park would be buried in ash, and most of the surrounding states would be covered in several inches of ash. The United States would need to declare a state of emergency and evacuate everyone east of the Rocky Mountains. There are 3 scenarios that could play out, depending on the severity of the eruption. Scenario 1, small eruption. If the magma chamber releases only a small amount of lava, Scenario 1 will likely occur. During this type of eruption, a large crater will form in the center of the caldera and lava will flow into the surrounding area. Lava fountains will spray high into the air, and earthquakes will shake the region. While the surrounding states would be covered in ash, the damage would be minimal. Officials could issue a warning and everyone living near the park could evacuate without too much trouble. But even though a small eruption would cause less destruction, it would still be significant. Scenario 2, medium eruption. If the magma chamber releases more than half of its contents, a medium eruption will occur. During this type of eruption, the lava will spill over the edges of the caldera and cover everything in its path. Entire forests will be incinerated as temperatures reach 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Pyroclastic flows will race down the sides of the caldera, reaching speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. Earthquakes will continue to shake the region and people will have to evacuate. Hundreds of thousands of people would have to leave their homes. Farms and businesses would be destroyed, and entire communities would be wiped off the map. Scenario 3, super eruption. If the entire magma chamber erupts, a super eruption will occur. During this type of eruption, lava will shoot high into the air and spread out over a large area. Pyroclastic flows will race down the sides of the caldera, incinerating everything in their path. Earthquakes will shake the entire region and people will have to evacuate. Millions of people would have to leave their homes, and large swaths of the country would be uninhabitable for decades. What should we do now? It's important to remember that Yellowstone is a natural wonder of the world. It's home to a variety of plants and animals that can't be found anywhere else on Earth. Many of these species are endangered or threatened. When Yellowstone erupts, it will have a devastating impact on the environment. The ash and debris will cover large areas of land, killing off vegetation and contaminating water sources. The increased temperature will cause some species to migrate, while others will go extinct. If Yellowstone does erupt, we should focus on protecting the native species. We should also try to minimize the damage to the park itself. Of course, the best way to protect Yellowstone is to keep people away from it. That's why it's important to monitor the volcano closely. If we can detect signs of an upcoming eruption, we can warn people and get them out of the danger zone. We should also invest in research to better understand Yellowstone. We need to learn more about how volcanoes work and how to predict their behavior. With more knowledge, we can better protect ourselves from future eruptions. But what about climate change? Climate change is already causing rising sea levels, more extreme weather events, and disruptions to ecosystems around the world. If Yellowstone erupts during a period of rapid climate change, the effects will be even worse. The ash and debris will block sunlight and cause global temperatures to drop. This will lead to crop failures and food shortages around the world. That's why it's important to address climate change now. If we can reduce our emissions and slow down global warming, we can reduce the risk of a Yellowstone eruption causing a global catastrophe. What should I do now? If you're concerned about Yellowstone, there are things you can do now to prepare. First, stay informed. Keep up with the latest news and developments by following reputable sources. You can also sign up for alerts from local officials in case of an eruption. Second, make a plan. Discuss your family's evacuation plan and what you would do in case of an eruption. Make sure everyone knows what to do and where to go. You should also have a plan for your pets. Third, pack a go bag. This should include essentials like food, water, vacation, and clothing. In case you need to evacuate quickly, you can grab your go bag and go. Fourth, check your insurance. Make sure your home and belongings are insured in case of an eruption. You'll need to replace your car, clothing, furniture, and other belongings. Finally, stay calm. It's important to stay calm and rational in case of an eruption. Don't panic, and don't let fear control you. Instead, take positive actions like making a plan, packing a go bag, and staying informed. Yellowstone is a beautiful place that should be enjoyed by all Americans. By taking steps to prepare now, we can help ensure that everyone stays safe in the event of an eruption.